Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
She is somebody that can direct you to change your life in terms of your health. She's an amazing health coach. And we look at different types of food and what can be done to improve it. We're going to look at Indian cuisine today with Aarti Kumar. Welcome, Aarti. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Love Indian food. I'll just order. I don't even know what I'm ordering. Sometimes I just, pick it out on the menu. I point to it for the server to just, bring it to me. A lot of times I'm not even sure what I'm ordering. But yeah, let's dig in there. And you've talked before last time we got together about the Indian culture and how a lot of the foods are very carb heavy.
Yes.
And that was a challenge in your family as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep, it was.
Let's take a look at, you've got some slides for us, right? We're going to take a look at.
Yes, I will share the slides. So how to improve Indian cuisines.
Oh, that looks so good.
So little about me. I'm from North India, Punjab. So I grew up in a family where Indian food was abundant and all the flavors I still love now. Now I'm a Getfit21 certified health coach. So I recently noticed that our food we eat is not very healthy, especially Indian food. It causes all kinds of diseases.
And when you say cause disease, it's eating in excess, because I don't eat it all the time. I'll go from time to time. What are I guess we're going to get to it. What are some of the challenges with Indian cuisine and why that would cause disease?
We'll get to that, but I'm talking about the diabetes, the hypertension, high blood pressure, those kinds, salt intake, sugar intake.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So let's do next. Improve ways for Indian cooking. I would say you need to incorporate more lean meats like chicken, fish, lentils, or tofu instead of the red meats. And then these options they're quick to easy to cook. It's a good source of protein. And also there's you can grill it, bake it, and saute it instead of deep frying it. If you see the chicken and fish, sometimes in the restaurants, they kind of fry it, deep fry it, and that's not good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Grilling is always so much better. I personally like the taste of grilled food over fried. And maybe it was just after a period of time, acquired taste, I started liking it better. But yeah, protein also so important because, and you can speak better about this, but having too many carbs just raises your blood sugar and drops very fast, where protein lasts a lot longer, right?
Yes, it's in your system for a longer time. Yeah. And also, if you have a protein in the morning, a good protein, it will last you up to 3 or 4. If you have a protein shake in the morning and some eggs with it, I would say that's a perfect combination, or even avocado toast in the morning with a protein shake, homemade protein shake, and it will last you 3 or 4 o'clock. And then 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, you can have an early dinner. So you don't need too many meals during the day.
Yeah, and exactly. You'll be less hungry, less likely to eat snacks that aren't good for you.
Right.
That's another
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Mhm. And then I would say these healthy oils you should incorporate while cooking. It's olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil. These improve your heart health and lower your risk chronic diseases. Of course, when you serve this, I know in a restaurant they don't do this, but if you go to a Indian fusion restaurants, they do this. They give you option of brown rice or white rice, quinoa or whole wheat bread. Like when you say bread, I would say chapati. That's better than a naan, like butter naan, garlic naan.
And it's funny you should say that because I have um, an Indian fusion restaurant near me that's been open for a couple of years, and I go there from time to time. And they're owned by a true Indian restaurant, but they opened the fusion. And I think they opened the fusion restaurant basically um, because not everybody wants that true authentic food. Sometimes it's a little too challenging to figure out what you want. So the fusion kind of blends maybe a little bit of American and Indian together. At least that's what I get from this restaurant.
Right. You do. So, and also, don't they give you option of brown rice and white?
Yeah. Yep. So better to choose the brown rice.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. And then next is the nutrition value of using whole wheat flour instead of all-purpose flour. Yes, something I always understand, white flour is bad for you. I mean, when you put it in your system, you are raising your blood sugars, you're raising your blood pressure unnecessarily. I would say you should always use whole wheat flour for anything.
And we may have a lot of challenges with our digestive system and might not even know why. And it can be traced back to using white flour.
Yes, and it's gut health too. And what white flour stays within your gut for a long time.
Okay. So, and I would imagine when you say that, it stays in your gut because it's not being digested properly.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
And always try to, if you are making at home or having in the restaurant, replace cream with a low-fat yogurt. I know it's hard in a restaurant, but yes, ask them, the waiter, what kind of cream do you use? Instead of, can you use yogurt?
I never even thought about asking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not.
Yeah, it can't hurt to ask. And
Yeah.
and by the way, I love low-fat yogurt. Greek yogurt's delicious too.
And that's even better.
Yeah.
Greek yogurt.
Yeah. Typically has more protein.
Yep. Which has more protein, you should have it because it lasts you longer in the system.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then choose healthy fats instead of like saturated fats like butter with healthy oils, olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. Always use healthy fat. So, and then incorporate more vegetables in your dish. When you order something from a restaurant, ask them, yes, you can have chicken, but can you add bell pepper or spinach or carrots to it to have that rainbow colors in your plate?
Yeah, bell peppers, so delicious. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, whether you cook them or you have them raw, just there's just so much flavor. And even kale. Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't really jump into eating kale until the last couple of years, but whoa, just nice variety, something a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hmm,
I mean, like, these are proven results. Like, when you have your portion sizes correct, um, you'll feel better about yourself. After the meal, you won't feel too full.
hmm.
You won't feel, think about like when your mind says, I'm full, that time you should stop, basically, eating.
Okay.
It's all about your mind.
Well, they say too that we eat too much.
Yes.
We just do. It's I had a sandwich today and I actually stopped eating it and put it aside. And I could have finished it, but I was like, wait a minute, I think I'm good. I think I'll save it. I could have the sandwich, the other half as a snack later, or even another meal. Didn't have to eat the whole thing. So, in thinking that, but I think you really have to be mindful and get used to not eating as much because we're used to eating too much.
Right. And also there's a saying in Japanese, hibachi. I'm hibachi, like it's like 80% full. Telling yourself, okay, I'm not really full, but I want to eat more. It tastes good. But you need to listen to your body also, that you need to stop at that point where you're like almost done. It needs to be done by
And
that.
and also, I would imagine to to make sure that you give time for your body to register in your mind that, yeah, I'm satisfied. I ate enough. A lot of times we just keep eating. I think the number is
Mm-hmm.
like 25 minutes or 22 minutes or so where you need to give that extra time before you continue eating because you really didn't need to eat anymore. You just
Right.
you're so
Oh,
used to
yeah.
eating it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yep. So now when you incorporate these tips, you feel good about yourself. Improving Indian cuisines by experimenting with healthier options, using healthier cooking methods, incorporating more vegetables. You can improve the nutritional value of Indian food without sacrificing the taste, even. Like when you grill it, you can have the same spices in it, same thing as you fry it. The difference is that you grilled it. That's it.
Hmm. Yeah, and even in the picture that we're looking at here, um,
Mhm.
even the grapes look good. We forget, seriously, we all forget um, that they can just add to the meal, just kick it up a little bit. And of course, we have the grilled chicken right there, and
Yeah.
yeah, that just looks good. Uh,
Yeah, like your plate should look like this, basically. A grilled protein, like a chicken, or grilled tofu, or grilled fish, and then surroundings, it can have vegetables, any vegetables, like spinach, kale, carrots, all the colorful vegetables, and then you're satisfied. Your
hmm.
meal is fully satisfied. I would say your plate should look like a rainbow by end of the cooking.
The other point I'm seeing here with you, Artie, is that we a lot of people order an appetizer just because we're so used to doing it. And not to mention the fact that appetizers are expensive. The restaurant knows that. Um, Instead of ordering that appetizer, like, look at those grapes. Delicious, nice, cold, refreshing. Um, that can get the job done too, just to, begin your meal. So yeah, even at home, if you prepare something to start with something like grapes, yeah, I believe a lot of us are just conditioned. We're so used to eating the same way, and until
Right.
we break that cycle, or somebody like you comes along and makes us question it. Well, why am I eating that? Why am I doing that? Why do I have all those carbs and not a lot of protein first thing in the morning? We're just going to do it. So yeah, I appreciate you bringing those points up for us.
Mm-hmm. I would say uh, start small changes in your um, lifestyle and then slowly work up to it. I it takes baby steps in the beginning to change your habits, but it says that it takes 21 days to
Mm,
change your habit.
yeah,
So,
I've heard the same thing too. Yeah, and that's the beginning of the change of the habit. You have to stay on track.
right.
That's a little bit more of a challenge there. What's your favorite thing to eat?
My favorite thing is actually grilled tofu. And I actually grill it on the stove on a pan,
Wow.
use all the spices, Indian spices, garam masala, haldi, everything. And then I cook it really well with bell pepper, um,
Hmm.
kale, and spinach and onions. So it's so yummy with like chapati with it, whole wheat bread, and it's so yummy.
Wow. Uh, I never even thought of grilling tofu.
Oh, really?
Never did. Never did. And it's
Exactly
probably
like when you grill a chicken. Think of it that way. Exactly like that.
probably delicious.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what I had earlier this year? Grilled watermelon.
Grill. Okay.
Grilled watermelon with the right kind of spices, and it was prepared by a chef, and I'm telling you, it almost tasted like a steak. It was that good.
Wow.
I was shocked. Yeah, I was. It was it was an event where they were giving samples of different chefs and different foods, and I got to tell you, I wanted so much more of it, and it's so good for you. You get some fiber, not a lot of calories. What a great appetizer that would be. Um, and even other things, grilled vegetables we forget, like grilled asparagus. Woof, that tastes
Mm-hmm.
delicious. Yeah,
That's also good too. Like I always grill asparagus and I put some like little salt on it, a little bit of Indian spices on top.
sure,
It tastes so good.
absolutely. Do you have any more slides? I don't want to cut you off here.
Oh no, I'm
Okay,
done.
just double checking. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about if somebody wants to work with you and change your life with better health, better diet. How does the process start? That I'm sure, obviously, we go to your website,
Mhm.
and then from that point forward, if they decide, yeah, you know what, Artie's the person for me. I want to work with her. What kind of programs do you have?
So I have a month-to-month program that's involving first free consultation. I always consult my clients with what are they lacking, what are their habits, what they want to improve. So I take one goal at a time, basically. So for 1 month, I work on that goal and try to achieve it by end of the month. If that doesn't happen, I use second month to try to achieve it. And I do have something in the works for 3 months, but that's still in the works. I'm trying to figure that out, but I have a month-to-month plan to help the clients.
And that doesn't just mean we're talking about diet. That also is exercise, lifestyle, and everything else, right?
Yes, physical fitness, I talk about in the intake when we talk, how much do you do? If you don't do nothing, then from the day one, I say, let's go out for 15 minutes for a brisk walk. That's your goal for this week. Go out in 15 minutes and see if they can manage that. Then week after that, I bump it up for 20 minutes. So we start very slow, like elementary level.
Gotcha. Yeah. Because sometimes you need to start there. You know,
Yeah.
we've gotten years and years and years of bad habits. So it's time it takes time to reel you back in, get you back on
Yes.
the track. What's your website, Aarti?
It's aartikkumar.com.
And that's AARTI
Mhm.
letter K, KUMAR.com.
Yes.
Gotcha. Appreciate all the details. I might even think I'm kidding. I'm going out with my friend tonight to grab something to eat. We might go to that Indian restaurant, the fusion one.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
And I'm going to ask if we choose a dish that has any kind of cream sauce in there, to ask for yogurt, low fat yogurt instead. I never even thought of that. And
Yeah.
it probably tastes better. It's not as heavy. But we don't think of it. What's the worst they could say? We don't have yogurt. Okay, no worries. Thank you so much, Aarti, for being here today. Really appreciate all the details.
Thank you.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.